Before we begin painting the terrain, we need to bring in our textures that we created. But first off, I want to show you a little difference in the way that the Unity window looks. I didn't particularly like the way I had it before, and that's because the hierarchy was a little hidden under the projects and I had to click it in order to see it. So I just changed the layout. And it's a very, very simple process, as you've already learned, of clicking and dragging the different areas around. So that one I just completely took away, which actually I like that because now I can see a little bit more. But I think I'll just hook it back because we need to see this in order to complete some other bits and pieces. So in order to bring in our textures that we created, I'm going to select the asset, the main asset folder. You can minimize these and come down a little further, and I see my terrains here have not been moved into a terrain folder. So that's very, very important to get those moved into the terrain folders. And you can see there's some extra terrains, which I'll go over here in a little bit. But I need to create a new folder called textures. So I'm going to right click within the assets. You can also, within the assets, go up to create folder, and I'm going to call it textures. Now there are several ways that you can import your textures. I'm going to open up my texture folder by double clicking on it. I can right click within that folder and import a new asset and go find my textures. When you import in this manner, you can only select one at a time to import into your game. The other way to get the textures into your game, and I think it's a little simpler, is to open the folder in which they are housed and select your textures. You can click on one and then shift click on the last one and have them all selected, and click and drag those textures into your game. So before I end this video, I just wanted to check to you about the island terrain. And as we were painting before, we had the light shining on it. It was very, very hard to see. So if you select this light feature right up here, it makes it a little easier to see what it is that you're going to be painting. And I also, within the terrains, brought in two different ones so you could see the variations. You remember the first one here we painted by hand. The other two I actually created some raw maps to import in. So let's take a look at the second terrain in the game. And this one came in very, very raggedy. And I threw some sand on it just so we could kind of take a look at it. And you can see it's an island with a beach with, you know, a little island off and mountains, and it's pretty much what we're looking for. Let's take a look at the third one that I haven't painted yet, and this one has a beachy area and a few mountains, not very, very mountainous, but it's there. And it looks kind of fun. I actually like that one. So I just wanted to bring them in and give myself some variation. That's all. So for now, we're going to call it quits by saving our scene and saving our project. See you in a little while.